Hi everyone, happy Monday. I am doing my completed pages combo for June and July. Again, I moved I moved it off a month hoping I could color a lot more in July and it just didn't happen. I figured at this point let's go ahead and show what I've got so far so I don't have to continue to keep track of everything month after month and go in with a fresh start into August. So let's go ahead and get started. At the beginning of June, I did try to challenge myself with a set of, I think it was 10 books to color in for June, which also moved into July. I still, I might have done 3 books in that stack. So, I mean, hey, 30%, that's not bad for me lately. One of these was Matchstick Mouse, a summer coloring book, and I did this page. I wanted to do a little bit of a marker sunset and wasn't perfectly blended, but a nice attempt, and I like the colors on it. Usually with these I'll do a marker base and then use like the Derwent pastel pencils to shade over the top in these matchstick books. If you look at some of the previous pages, you can see where I've done that. But when I got done with this one, I liked the colors so much, I didn't want a super dark. I didn't want the darker pastel pencil for shading, so I just did a little bit of shading with some uh, darker tone markers. And it just turned out really bright and colorful. I had a little bit of glitter gel pen on the flowers, and this was one that wasn't a lot of effort, but it was a lot of fun, and I love the bright colors on it. Bunny Days, I think I either had specifically shown this book or said I was going to do an Alexander Franzese book, and I ended up coloring this page. Again, very low key, just a layer of markers and then a slightly darker marker around some of the edging, just to create a little bit of subtle shading. I did use my glitter gel pens for the eggs. You can see those sparkle a little bit. Again, had a lot of fun doing it. Not super heavy technique based, but I didn't have a lot of time, so this definitely more comforting coloring the past couple months. So, but that is my. With autism, you have what's called stimming, and oftentimes that's some sort of something that you do that helps relax you and kind of gets you in a flow state. And when I use markers like that, I think that's one of my stimming practices because I really do enter like kind of a good flow state when I'm just using markers and then I add little extras at the end. Kawaii Cats. I think I colored part of this in a color in chat. This was my first page in this book. Very cute. It's by Cider Mill Press. I don't like a lot of public published groups putting out coloring books. I usually just go with independent artists, but they do list the artist, and their books are awesome. I really do like Cider Mill Press quite a bit. And I did this little fishy guy. I had picked kind of just a simple blue and green, kind of just cooler palette with that dark purple. I have markers, alcohol markers. I have a metallic super gold marker. There you go. Now we got some shine. And all these fish are done using stickles and a little bit of marker on some of them, but mostly stickles and glitter gel pens. And then I used a black, what's it called? It's the Pearl, same brand that has the stickles, has like the pearl essence, or whatever they are that kind of give a raised texture. I use that on the little dots on the fringe. And again, he turned out cute. Um, very low key, but like I said, I could try to jazz it up a little bit with the stickles. My last non-color by number book is my project book that is definitely looking well loved. That is Halloween All Year Long by Deborah Muller. Back this out just a little bit. And I am perpetually behind in this book, but I'm going to continue to do new pages at the beginning every month. I'm actually going to show the pages here in a few minutes for August. I'm a little late. And one of these days I will catch up. So I think I did, gracious, there's paint, there's everything on this book. I did one, two, three. Okay, yeah, I did 3 pages out of the 4. I think I was one behind. No, I take that back. I've done the pages now that were for May and June. I didn't do either of the July pages, and then we're fixing to do August, but that's okay. So, no particular order, but this was one of the June pages. This was interesting because I wanted to use paint in the background, and I wanted it to be just a darker, moodier palette, which that Matchstick Mouse picture is like more my type of coloring, usually more vibrant. But I used a shimmer paint, Delusion shimmer paint for the top. I had some metallic older paint. I can't remember the brand. It's just a common brand you can get off Amazon. And the thing with older paint you have to be careful with is that sometimes bits will dry up in the paint, no matter how much I shook it and tried to get it all, you can see the little dried bits that got on the paper. So, um, learn from that from me. It gives it a weird little texture, which is a weird little picture, so it's okay. I didn't let it, I was going to finish this picture, and try to do something fun with it regardless. But definitely one of those things, I want to use acrylic paint more, but I've had some acrylic paint a long time, and I think this is going to start being, especially in the lower quality paint, probably start being an issue. The shimmer paint doesn't seem to be doing that yet, so fingers crossed. Anyway, I did all that. White gel pen around her wings. I did this kind of quick plaid pattern on her dress. I outlined her in white. Just picked a really subtle, kind of, this is like purple gray and the blues and the kind of light dusty pinks. And then her wings are actually the pearlescent paints. And I just took a brush, or actually just took the nozzle and kind of just, instead of creating a real raised texture, like I basically painted the wings with them, which still gives them a really just wacky looking texture. And boy, my lighting's having a fit right now. It was like perfect lighting 20 minutes ago, and now, oh well. So yeah, put a little bit of red on her teeth and a little red on the teeth that she's got. She is not the fun tooth fairy. So um, I like I like the spookiness of this picture. I like the different colors I used. I think the wings turned out interesting. This wasn't supposed to be just a pretty look at the bright colors technique picture. It was supposed to look a little unhinged, and it does. So I achieved my goal. I believe this was one of the pages from May or April. I don't remember. What I ended up doing was just using I don't think it was this. No, using like a coaster or something with a wide round base to stencil in the circles. And then I used neon markers and the color neon pencils to do each one like a different neon color. I wasn't quite sure what else to do with this, and then I thought that would be a fun technique to try. And I found that instead of doing like bright yellow and then bright yellow neon, I got a little more contrasting colors and shading if I use like more of an orange here, more of a purple, and then I use like a bright green in this one, which is a little hard to see on camera. But very bright, very colorful. I like this is appealing to my eyes when I look at it. So definitely going to use this in other pages. And then the last one I did was actually a page for July. It was the rodeo page. Just started out with just regular alcohol markers. Came in with some acrylic paint pens for the clouds and the moon just to create some texture. I was trying to make everything radioactive looking. I didn't do as well as my radiated skeleton in another page. I think he's a little more, let me see. I was trying to do something similar to this, but not exactly. And I think this is a little better looking than these, but that's okay. And I just didn't want the ghost to have a plain white sheet, so I found I looked up Southwest patterns online. I found a pattern like that in my stencils, and that's where he's got, he is definitely ready for a Arizona or like New Mexico rodeo for sure. So yeah, have fun with it. Enjoyed kind of doing the texture, just something different. And I'll show you the pages for August. Yeah, the two I didn't get to are, I probably should do a short or something showing what all I've colored in here so far, because we are really getting in there. One was, it was a rodeo one. This one's still from June that I need to do. I have an idea for it. It's just finding the time for it. And then I think the other one is the witch in the hot tub where she's got her swimsuit. She's taken the top for swimsuit out. Yeah, this one was for July that I need to do as well. So, but I'll show you the ones for August. Oh no, I left one out. I realized right before I was getting ready to render this video. So it is, we're going to squeeze it in here at the end. Is a buddy color with Tammy Colors 2 from 50 Dragon Themed Miniatures. I thought at first we were doing front to back. Now we kind of decided we're going to skip around, which is fine. We've done a few pages already together, like the nameplate page, first page. In May, we did this one, if you remember. But in June, we ended up doing this page, which I just had. And hopefully I can go in and put a screenshot of her picture here to the left. Had a lot of fun with this. This was a little bit of an unusual color palette for me. I don't normally do a lot of pink reds, a lot of pinks. So this was fun. I ended up adding some acrylic paint pen to the grass to make it a little more textured. And I used I think it's called, are they called Hotu? What are the, yeah, Hotu Superior Golden Pens. I really like this gold, and Tammy recommended those pens, so I used that for the gold on the dragon, and then I used silver and gold gel pens on the wings. And I think I used gold around the flowers too, so it actually turned out really nice. And like I said, I really liked her picture as well. I think she said she was trying to do one thing and she ended up doing another, but she really liked the effect, and I do too. I think particularly on her mushrooms and like the stems, it's really, really cool shading. So we did have a July picture. I'm going to talk about like my plans and my whips, and whips include not started pages. And my not started page is the one where he is roasting a marshmallow. Here we go. Didn't get to this little guy for July, but we're going to do him for August. So we'll count that in the next piece, which is the August plans. So There you go. So I actually did, I think I said 13. It's going to be 14 pages. So yay for me. Here in a bit. Then we have a color by number. This one's been pretty easy to just keep on my desk and just color in when I need something extremely low low thinking. And I've done a few pages in here actually over the last few months. This is Adorable Cats, Stained Glass Adorable Cats by Senong. So we're going to start with this guy. Now every now and then I'll get a wacky color. Now see, this looks too bright. This is so weird. Maybe it's because that picture was so dark. I bet that's why. Now sometimes there'll be a color that just doesn't make any sense to me that is randomly done. I don't know if these are hand drawn or AI generated. I've heard a little bit from both sides. I don't like AI books, but at this point, you know, I'll just assume this is an artist unless I'm told otherwise. But occasionally there'll be a section that will have a weird color choice and I won't particularly like it. So I'll just, you know, change it myself. It's a low, still low hanging fruit in terms of having to do any actual thinking. Now, like on this one, the cat was supposed to be more browns. And there was already so much brown in the picture, I wanted to make him a gray cat instead, so. But these are very colorful. I had a lot of fun with this one because I don't do a lot of outlining, a lot of fancy things on these color by numbers, but on this one, like I tried to use two slightly different reds. I tried to use two slightly different oranges, just to give it a little more texture to the leaves, and that turned out pretty. And then now I'm starting on this one. All right, so that was 4, 5, 6, 7 in here, 3 in here, that was 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 pages across 2 months. You know, is what it is. I'm really having to just learn to accept that right now. I mean, no, I'm not accepting it. I'm mad about it. I'm mad I have not had the time to really do what I want to do. But it, I can't go back and change it. All I can do is try to work on a better work-life balance from here on out. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So, I'm not going to try to do book challenges. I'm not going to try to do much other than, let me find that one book real quick. Where did I put it? It's still down here, isn't it? Because I've been wanting to color in this for a long time. Okay. I'll show you what I have planned. The color alongs, the few things I do know for sure. I'm trying to find that book. Hang on, let me pause this. Okay, so if you are following along in the Halloween All Year Long project, and I'm going to post this on Instagram here in a bit, the pages I have for August, I'll have to go looking for them. I already have a good idea which two I want to do. Yeah, this one. First day of school. I know some schools don't start back till September, but around here it's like August 1st. So we'll do first day of school and ugh, my little magnet cat bookmarks. I think Tammy sent me those. I really like them. The one where they're in the teacup ride. The ghosts, I think. Yeah, right here. So it's like state fair time for this area. So I figured this would be a good one as well. So those are the two for August. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to get caught up. I'm not going to say, I'm just simply going to say I'm going to get the pages done that I can get done in August. And we'll go from there. So I'll post those on social media later today. I'm doing a buddy color with Coloring with Lori. I've been wanting to color in this book for ages, and oh, that is a cute picture. Was looking for a buddy. She really likes the first page. I actually couldn't remember what the first page was in this, and sight unseen over the weekend, I'm like, sure, because I really want to color in this book, and it's this picture, and it is super adorable. I'm actually going to try to be working on this one this week. Might try to do this one in a video clip. We might try to work on this one a little bit on camera. So, I don't know what that flag's for, but we can put it here. It's probably another page I wanted to do. Goodness. There we go. Yeah, that's a really good autumn page. If I'm on a roll, I could try to do that next month. So, got that. I would like a couple of Anne Hatfield and Tammy Colors 2 are working in this book. I would like to play catch up and color alongside them because, again, love the Cider Mill Press books. I think they've done these 2 pages. That's probably going to be their next page, so I need to try to do, even if I can just do one of the pages, it's something. I have this whip I would really like to finish in Nightfall using the Woomer colored pencils. We still have Leon's Journey. I think I know how I'm going to finish this page. I just need to be able to sit down and do it. While watercolor and watercolor layers are easier to work with, actually picking a day that's not overly humid and that I get the watercolors out and take the time to let them dry in between can be time consuming and just having to have some patience with it. So want to get that done soon. Catitude, I have this double spread title page already pre-treated with satin glazing liquid. I've been contemplating what type of background I want to do, and I think I have it. I think I'm going to use one of the gradiating watercolors from Kuretake for the background. Maybe try to use a cloud stencil and make it look like a little cloudy. And then I want to use maybe like the pink and blue one, if I remember that one correctly. And then he's going to be like grays and greens and a little bit of orange thrown in. The crystals, I don't know what I'm going to do with the crystals yet. The crystals really are the biggest thing blocking me from this page because I don't know what I want to do with them. So I'll probably just come up with some simple method. So those are the things I know I want to work on. Not necessarily for August, but just like, hey, at this point, if I can get all these done before the end of the year, that would be great. But we're gonna try to at least over the next few months. The other one, I already have a We're giving ourselves till the end of October to do this in the new Halloween book by Hannah Carlzon. We are, I think this was the one we picked, was this double page spread. So, but we got plenty of time for that. The only other thing I will say is I'm definitely going to go ahead and start autumn coloring, Halloween coloring. There was one really fun book I have. It's Christmas in July. And I probably pulled it out and stuck it somewhere. Anyway, it's a Christmas in July book that has like Santa on a tropical island, and it's a lot of fun. And it's by Eva Brown. Looking back in that stack from a couple months ago. Once I find it, there it is. I did not get to this one in July, but I would like to at least get to it in August while we're still having a warm month. These are all very just markers. Very chill type of book, so I would like to do one in here. But I'm going to go ahead and start my autumn and Halloween coloring because Halloween's my favorite thing to color. And I never have enough time for it. I'm usually even Halloween coloring in December because I wait until October because usually September is super busy. So this year we're going to go ahead and start a little bit in August. I'll still have some other pictures. I may even have some new books. The last flip throughs I showed I'd like to color in. This is the bare minimum I'm going to show y'all, and this is a nice to have. We're not challenging myself. We're not doing any of that stuff because August is going to be very busy for me. Thankfully, my event season is slowing down after this next week, but we're getting into planning for next year. We have a set of meetings, like an off-site type thing, in August that thankfully I can attend remotely, but it's still going to be pretty intensive because we're doing a lot of planning work. I was away all weekend in Atlanta at the Southern Fried Gaming Expo. I'll talk about that later. And then we're going to another anime convention in New York later this month. So really up until like the last week of August, I'm not going to have a ton of time. But I'm going to try. Because I went to an interesting panel this weekend, met some other people that do YouTube videos, and it honestly reignited a lot of inspiration for this channel and maybe some different ways I can do videos and keep them going and color even when things get super stressful. So I'll talk more about that in another video, but hopefully you will see a lot more of me in August. I have plans, just executing them is going to be the big thing. However, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a good week. And like I said, it shouldn't be too many days till I'm back. It may be kind of a how the weeks went. It might just be me recapping the expo over the weekend. One of the things I'm going to try to do is make some shorter videos. Like I'm trying to keep this one under 30 minutes, but 30 minutes or less for a lot of the videos. I know some of you like the longer videos and they're not going away, but shorter the video, the easier it is for me to work on it and do it, even when life's busy. I also want to do more live streams. I know I said I was going to do one. I haven't even done one celebrating 4,000 subscribers and 7 years on, is it 7 years? 7 years on, I can't count, for 8 years. 8 years on YouTube. We still got to do that. So, But I'm inspired to do these things, and I do feel like the way things will open up by mid-August, that I can really make some of these kind of come to life. And I'm not changing a lot of the things. That I'm not making any major changes or anything like that. It's going to be good things. Like I said, maybe shorter videos, in some cases, a lot more opportunity to be me. And so a lot more videos for you, but a lot more videos that, aren't going to take up an hour or be difficult to watch all the way through. And I really do. I have a lot of ideas. I got really inspired. So we're going to talk about it a little bit later this week. I actually might just color in this. We don't need anything where I'm thinking too hard. All right, that's enough. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.